Hello there, this is Sandy from Talk of Thailand. The video I'm doing today is about condominiums. And it's not a good time for condominiums at the moment. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of them lying empty. A lot of owners have got them up for sale. But this is a time that I would not recommend anybody to be looking at buying condominiums. If you want to know why, then please keep watching. Thank you. Bye for now. So you're thinking about buying a condominium here in Pattaya. Well, you need to really consider what you're doing about that, because it's not straightforward as you think. Before I retired actually, and before I purchased my house here in Pattaya, I often thought about the possibility of buying a condominium here and living there. The nice views over the sea and the nice swimming pool, etc. Not so much a gymnasium, I'm not a keep fit fanatic, but the swimming pool, I like swimming, always quite attractive. But from what I've experienced now, I'm glad I never went down that path. And if you're going to go down that path, then let me tell you, you have to be careful. Many people have had their fingers badly burnt and lost a lot of money on the way. Taking this one for a start, the Grand Residence. It used to be the Centaur Grand Residence, and they started marketing this off plan in 2012. Well, by 2017, 5 years later, a lot of the people that had put down their deposit and had been paying up the payments so they own the condominium at the end of the build got very frustrated because the construction came to a halt and the building was abandoned. And in 2017, 5 years after it started, the company that was responsible for the marketing, etc., went into bankruptcy, and 137 people lost a lot of money in this building because they bought it off. Because basically they bought it off plan before any construction had started, and not a wise thing to do. They planned to save some money by getting a reduced price at the beginning, and it didn't work out that way. Now this is another interesting one. This is a waterfront development down in looking over Ballyhigh Pier and out to the sea there. Beautiful views going out. But this construction now has been dormant for about, from what I understand, nearly 3 years now. The company that was constructing it has already gone into bankruptcy, and there was over 300 people bought their condos here off plan, and subsequently it looks as though they've lost all their money that they've paid already. It fell foul of the planners actually, in that it obstructed the view of a lot of the important properties behind the condominium, and these people put up complaints, and there was construction issues, and whether it was against the plans or whatever, I don't know, but anyway the construction stopped, the company's gone bankrupt, and now they're going to demolish it, they hope. But they're not quite sure how they're going to demolish it yet, because the company that constructed it have gone. So somebody's going to have to pay to take it all down again. The council, the local Pattaya council, don't want to do that, and they're going to have to find somebody to pay for it. The mayor, etc., and the town hall have said that building has to come down, and they say they will start the demolition of the building this year. We'll wait and see if that happens, but they say it's going to come down, and I'm sure it will. But who's going to? They'll have to find the money how to do that. So you can see the beautiful views here, and looking out over the bay and over the harbour, it would have been a spectacular place to have a condominium actually. But as we swing around, you see the monstrosity that it is at the moment, and there's a lot of money disappeared into that hulk of a building. It's not only buying off plan and the construction's not being completed. There's other constructions in Jomtien now, major condominium, 2 that I've seen already, that have already come to a stop because of the pandemic. And will they start up again? I don't know. They say they will, but nobody's quite sure when. There is another aspect where people have lost money, and there was one a few years ago, Harlequin Properties, who were building a large project here in Pattaya, and they were selling the condominiums to the buyers in installments, etc., and getting the money from the buyers. And of course, what they were also doing that made it tragic was that they were borrowing money from the bank against individual condominiums. So they were getting, for one condominium, they were getting 2 lots of income, one from the bank and one from the buyer. And eventually it was found out, and I don't know what happened, but they disappeared. And it transpired they weren't only doing this here in Pattaya, they were also doing it in the Caribbean and other places, so I believe. So it was a scam that cost a lot of people a lot of money. Now we're looking here at down Jomtien here, very nice area, and this is a huge condominium complex that goes on a long way. But once again, the people that were responsible for it, a company called New Nordic, just a few weeks ago they applied for bankruptcy protection against their creditors. Now a lot of these properties have already been sold or are mostly paid up, and it's going to be, it could be huge financial losses for hundreds of people actually, and even people who think they've fully paid up their condominiums and they've moved in, etc. Maybe they're going to have to find they're going to have to fork out more if they want to keep the condominium just to clear the debts. Many are already trying to sell them, as you see, fire sales, selling off the properties cheaper than they actually, a price significantly lower than what they actually paid. Beautiful balconies overlooking the sea, a perfect place to be situated for holidays, etc. And as we go up the road here, you see many properties on both sides. This whole area here is New Nordic condominiums, and there's businesses in here, restaurants, there's a couple of management companies that were going to manage the rentals for owners. All closed, all the doors are closed as far as I can see, and it looks like they're no longer in business. I expect there's a lot of sad people down here. As you can see, it's desolate now. There's nobody up here. It's very quiet. Looks like nobody's living here. There's no cars. There's very few motorbikes. The only motorbikes I see are probably people here that are doing some sort of work or etc. But it's desolate. The whole place is desolate. Pretty sad to see it like this. You know, many people, when they're looking at buying condominiums, they're looking at it for different reasons in many instances. Some have got girlfriends or wives here, and they're getting a property while they're away working or whatever they're doing. They've got a property here with their girlfriend installed, etc., where when they can come back on their holidays, it's all perfect for them. And indeed, I think condominiums, if you're only spending short terms here, they're the perfect way to live. You've got nice views, you've got your swimming pools, you've got your gymnasiums. But there's a lot of drawbacks to condominiums. Like, for instance, you get your service charges. You've got to remember that every month there's service charges to be paid for electricity, for service, for the swimming pool maintenance, for all the maintenance work, etc., staff, gardening. There's a lot of expenses there, and some of these monthly service charges can be quite extreme, actually. That isn't only the case with the condominiums. Now, indeed, if you buy a house here in Pattaya, on a village or on an estate, the chances are you're going to have to pay some sort of a monthly service fee also. I have a house on a village here, and I pay the equivalent of about £8 a month, which is virtually nothing. That's for the security and a couple other aspects. Here we have a community centre with a big swimming pool. So there is one significant difference, though, is that where I pay service rates for electricity and water, I pay the standard going rates from the electricity and the water companies for the supply of these facilities. In condominiums, that's not always the case. In fact, it's very rarely the case. And in fact, the condominiums, they buy the electricity in bulk from the electricity companies, and then they have their own meters installed for all the condominiums. And every month they send the bills out to the owners, and it's marked up a percentage to cover the cost of the management of the condominiums, and that's for the electricity and the water. So that can be more expensive as well. There's also the factor about if you're staying long term in condominiums, you know, you're limited to your space. And there are some very big condominiums where you're not limited to your space, but very, very expensive and out of the majority of people's reach, unless you've got a ton of money. But the normal condominiums, you've got a limited amount of space, and it's built into the design that you've got higher beds, so you've got space under the beds for storage, etc. But if you're here all the time, that storage fills up very, very quickly, and then it's not the nice, clean, picturesque condominium that you see when you've gone to buy it. It's a bit bulky and stuff lying all over the place. That you see problems. You get problems that you didn't foresee. The small areas for working on your computer, etc. Small fridges, not enough cooking equipment if you want to do your cooking, ovens, etc. There's a lot of drawbacks to a condominium, but as I say, for short-term stays, maybe even up to a few months, it's maybe perfect, because you can eat out most of the time and just do your breakfast. There's normally a microwave, etc., kettle and fridge, so you've got the basics to keep you going. But as I say, long term, my recommendation would be to look at buying a house to most people. Now, there's quite a few people that might tell you that you can't buy houses here in Thailand, and that's rubbish. You can. I've bought one, and it's in a company name that I'm the major shareholder in the company, so that's how we get round. I can own a house on land here in Pattaya, and quite a few people go down that aspect.
Hello,
actually. So let's get back to talking about buying condominiums here. If you're going to buy a condominium, don't do it from afar. Buying a condominium from a distance is a bit crazy, actually, I think. You don't know if it's going to be suitable for you. You don't know if you're going to like the area. You don't know if you're going to like the actual interior of the condominium. It may look good on photographs and pictures, but nothing's the same when you actually move into it, and you'll think, oh, I wish I'd done that, and I wish I'd done that. Better that you come here and you live in a condominium for a little while and see if you like it, and if you like it, you may be able to buy one that's similar to the one that you're renting. It also gives you time to look around at what else is available, and make your decisions then, which is a much more sensible idea. I see many guys on the internet asking about buying. They're stuck outside Thailand at the moment, but they're hoping to come next year or something, and they're maybe looking at, they've got some money now, they want to invest in the condominiums, etc. And some people advise them, yeah, go buy one now, you'll get it at a good price, etc. Listen, the good prices are going to be here for a long time, but the best advice I see people giving them is wait till you can get here yourself and look yourself, get yourself a good lawyer so they can check out what's right and wrong about your condo, check that everything's legal and above board and there's no surprises to be had. That's a very important aspect, actually. It is possible that it is possible still to get ripped off. There's still scams, and the problem is that if you get scammed on a price of a condo, then you're probably talking about a fairly sizable amount of money. However, if your heart's set on it, then please do what you wish, but be careful. That's what I'm begging you to do. Please be careful. Think about it and go down the safe road. I wouldn't trust anybody else with my money here unless I was here to oversee what was happening with it. And there may be agents who say they can handle it all for you. Go with your gut feeling and be careful. And if you do go ahead and buy a condo, then good luck, and I hope you'll let me know how you get on and if you've run into any problems. And if all goes well, that's good, and I hope it does go well for you. So thank you for watching the video anyway, and I'll leave you with these final shots. Take care and see you again soon.